I got myself some pajama pants, but they were fucking short. So I took some scissors to those pants, and now I have pajama jorts. Business idea.
Welcome, word nerds, to Fiction in Focus. I am Nathan Harms, along with my cohort Wesley Watts, and today we have the Podlasses, who host their own podcast called Plotless. We have Vikki and Steph T. Is it Steph T with? I mean, that's what I'm seeing.
She's kind of like Mr. T.
I was just going to say, I'm going to talk about my mama, and I'm going to wear a lot of jewelry.
All right, we're going to...
I pity the fool.
We're going to spend the next hour talking about her mama. Welcome to the podcast. It's the big episode. It's the crossover event of
Thank
the
you
year.
for having us.
Yeah, I feel like your podcast always sounds so polished and professional, so I genuinely don't know why you want us here, but we're here.
I do. I do. So I was listening to your podcast today, and I know you're notorious for saying you're lazy and you don't edit. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. You don't edit and say less times than we do after we've done an edit. You're far funnier than this as well. So
Well, we never stop talking, so there's not a lot of space for
Our edited best version is like 80% as good as you guys, is like just raw. So
All I'm hearing is you've never worked for a large enough corporation where you could do Toastmasters for free. So you had to count your ums, ahs, and filler words.
there we go. There we go. I mean,
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna be unemployed here soon anyway, so let's not bring up that subject. All right, guys, come on. This is my running gag. The corporation
until
hates
it's
me.
not.
Until it's not.
Is the idea that once it happens, it'll be less painful because we've been making fun of it for months?
Yes.
This is your form of pre-grieving.
Yes, this is. It absolutely is. And then by the time I get there, I'll be like, oh, that wasn't so bad, right?
Yeah.
All right. Wesley, what do we have planned today? You're the man with the plan, right?
We are talking about, what are we talking about? Ideas and idea accessories, right?
Yes.
Idea accessories.
Yeah. So inspiration, where we get the inspiration, all that good junk. I got a little question wheel. We're going to do a round robin where we're just going to spin this thing, get a question. Each one of us will answer.
Did you really
And
make a
talk-
wheel?
I did make a wheel, yes.
Since you do edits, can you like edit in like the Price is Right music right now?
Yes. Oh, I got ya. It won't be the Price is Right music for copyright reasons, but it will be it'll be like the cost is
The
correct.
discount. Yeah.
If we all
Kroger
sing
brand.
it, could you use it if we all sing it and it's not actually
Yeah.
the music?
Yeah.
I mean,
Does
I
any-
can't sing it, but you're welcome to.
Wait, no.
I don't know. This is a train wreck already.
We've got a room full of musicians and none of us can fucking like hum a tune. All right.
Love it. Come
So,
on down.
Before we get into that, though, there is this is going to be on both our podcasts, and you do have what would you call it?
Segment.
So when we have a guest on, we have a question we ask at the top every time, whether it's a self-published author or someone who's a professional journalist. So the question is, gentlemen, if
Yes.
you could get away with any crime in the world, it could never be traced back to you, no matter what you have, what assets you have, what bodies you may have left. But first, you have to drink 8 ounces of your own pee. Are you doing it?
Yes.
Thank you. That's the reasonable answer.
Yes.
I wouldn't even think, like, I mean, well,
Now,
okay, here's the thing. Do you know ahead of time?
Well, yeah, you would have to know what you want your crime to be. So
Well,
Steph
because-
pictures the pee as like she would still have to commit the crime. To me,
Yes.
the pee is magical. I drink it. I think this is what I want to happen, and then it happens.
See, I like doing
Okay.
crimes, so I would still want to do the crime. I just don't want the consequences.
Yeah. Like half the fun is actually like
Yes,
seeing
it's
your victim. I mean,
doing the
you know,
thing.
whatever happens there. Yeah.
See, here's my thing. I feel like if I drank enough water beforehand and just like cut out the sodas and the coffees and stuff, I mean, at that point,
I did
like,
forget to say it is at your normal hydration.
I drink
Yeah, I
a
will
lot of
point out-
soda.
8 ounces is enough to give you a pretty bad stomach ache. So
So what? So you have a little hurdy tummy, but you get away with
no,
whatever
I'll
you
do
want?
it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not all.
Is that all fun and games?
Yeah.
It's not all a category on Pornhub.
It's isn't everything though. It's your normal
Yes.
hydration, but if you wanted to mix something with it, you could.
You could
So say you
carbonate
wanted
it.
to add Crystal
Could
Light.
I throw vodka in there?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just getting easier and easier. Why not?
Yeah, you're not removing the
I
urine.
originally was wondering, like, what temperature does it have to be at?
Could you chill it?
Yeah.
You could.
Oh,
You
you know what you do? You get the Sonic Ice.
Exactly.
A little bit of lime, some cherry.
Are
See?
we going to actually do as an experiment, see like what is the best way to drink urine where it's actually tolerable?
That would be a
here's the
different
thing.
podcast.
So I
What's
have
that?
I have a throat ache, so I actually have like 3 drinks, coffee, water, and lemonade here.
You are
So
a 3-drink goblin.
I'm a 3-drink
Lemonade.
goblin. So
if this podcast goes on long enough, he's gonna have to pee.
that's my point. And then I'll be like, "Where's the prize?" And he'll be like, "No, it was a joke."
Well, the
like,
prize is you do a crime and we'll see how long it takes for you to get caught, or if you get caught at all. This is science.
And when
this is
I
now
do
a
get
science
caught,
podcast.
I'll use that as my excuse. I'll be like, "But I drank my own pee."
And then they'll be like, this man's not mentally sound. He can't charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's how
get a
you get
grippy
away
socks
with it.
vacation, 3 days.
This sounds like a plan. We have a testable hypothesis.
You know what's funny?
And-
When you started the question, though, I actually thought you were going to ask me what the crime was I was going to commit, and so that's where my mind went. And then when you went the other direction with it, I just didn't care about the crime anymore, and I was just like, but like you said, there's a whole place on Pornhub
He's like,
for
I'll
this.
drink the pee just for whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will imagine roughly 3 to 4% of the population who are active sexual adults probably like water sports. Probably not self-water sports. But I feel
Yeah, it's weird
like
when it's your own, right?
Right,
Like, that,
yeah,
that
that's
actually
why-
makes it weirder. Like,
Is it
totally.
weird though? Do we
Yeah.
know?
not well.
Here is speaking from experience, gentlemen.
I'm gonna yuck anyone's yum. You know, we all have our thing. Wesley just went off camera.
He just leaves the conversation.
I'm called out.
I mean,
Here to judge.
you know, if we were having a totally different conversation that wasn't going to stream, I have stories beyond stories, but you know, yeah, I do it. Yeah. No problem. No problem.
I think we're all in agreement.
I'm gonna be
here.
honest. If you were like, I will give you a $20 gift certificate to Amazon, I'd be like, well, hell, that's like $2 I'm getting an ounce. That's a good deal.
My thinking too is that I've drank far worse. I'm old enough. I remember original Four Loko. You would be like a third of a way through the can, and you would already be hungover. You know, so urine
Dude,
is nothing.
oh.
It at least has electrolytes in it.
What? And not only, so I remember if you've ever had Still Reserve too.
Yes.
Oh my god! And they put the writing inside the beer sideways. So as you're drinking it, you start to wonder what the writing says, and you start to turn it sideways, and then it spills everywhere. You're already crawling on the floor at that point, looking for Castaway on DVD because that's what you want to watch at that time. This is from experience, so
Which is the only time anybody wants to watch Castaway.
it's
There
so
is a
true,
gas
dude.
station by me that
So
used to
true.
sell just loose cans of it for like $1.50.
Yeah, inflation and everything, it's still dirt cheap too. And I never want it. I just like, wow, that's cheap. Onward.
Like, it would be a false economy not to drink this Steel Reserve beer.
I love it.
Oh,
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. So yes, everybody's saying yes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very well
has anybody
established.
said no?
Yes.
Did you tell them they are lying?
You know, it's always interesting to hear the reason behind the no. Sometimes it's like pee is gross, and I'm like, well, then you're saying you're gross because it's your own pee.
Mhm.
Right.
Other times it's like, well, there's just not a crime I really want to commit, and
Those
then I'm
people
like,
are
well,
lying.
You're not really that creative then.
So like, because my whole thing goes to money, because I like money.
Yeah.
So like, my whole thing is like robbing a bank of like, you know, getting like $2 billion or something. Dude, I will drink everybody's pee on this call for $2 billion. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll do it every day for the rest of my life for that much money. I'll get a taste for it.
You need a sound clip that's just you be enthusiastically offering to drink all of our pee.
Molly, friend of our podcast, she comes on sometimes when I'm running from the law. She said she wouldn't because the crime she wants to commit, she thinks someone else would first. And she'd want to see, like, does someone else do it? Which I can respect that. Like, but I feel
Now,
like you
is
have
that
a
saying no, or is that saying not yet?
It's saying not yet.
See, my crime is I would just one day wake up with all the assets of a certain 1%er, and they would wake up homeless under a bridge.
That would be fun.
See, it would be great.
A certain one, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it offline. I need to know now. Wait, I'm gonna. I should text you right now. And be like, who is it?
Do you think
I think we all know.
Do you think we could put the sound clip of Nathan offering to drink everyone's pee into a Build-A-Bear? Do you think that would be like a good anniversary gift for his wife?
I was just at Build-A-Bear 2 days ago. Legit.
This is coming together.
We could.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I would drink all your pee.
Talk about a child being terrified of a toy.
Did you have to record it in the store too while everyone's kind of standing around?
Can you imagine they hand you like the heart to put the message on? You're like, hey, I'm going to need to be alone for a minute.
Do you mind if I take this into the bathroom?
Steph.
And that's how Nathan got banned from Build-A-Bear.
Again. Just kidding.
Steph, are you ready for the first reveal?
I think I am.
Okay, me too.
Boy.
The what? Oh, they are stripping.
Should we be taking off our clothes too?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Oh. Rocking the merch.
Oh, they got merch.
Yeah.
Flexing so hard on you with our
Yeah.
merch right now.
Rocking
like
the merch.
My camera's not
my
really
God.
set up to fully get the glory that is.
Plotless podcast. Wesley, what does yours say?
Mine says
I'm Wesley doing Wesley things.
Which we all know means drinking pee.
Nice. And mine says red.
mine's just to remind me who I am today.
It's fair. It's a consensual clean.
I go by, different names. So.
I have to confess, when you asked what the full name of our podcast was, I wanted to pull my robe away and look down, and I was like, they won't know what you're doing. That'll look terrible. Don't
What's the
do
name
that.
of your podcast?
Plotless podcast right there.
Well, that's why he told me to stop reading things off my phone while we're recording, too, because it looks suspicious that I'm just like...
It's when you get excited that it looks suspicious.
And he just stops talking. He's just like, "Ugh."
I feel like I have to have my hands up all the time now.
Right. So we know. Nice. Well, that was fun. I felt like I learned something about myself. And apparently I'm a pee slut. But so hey, can people get your merchandise?
No. We have 25 listeners.
I-
Everyone wants this.
You know,
I love the tenacity, the sales, Wolf of Wall Street shit right here.
just no
This is a Christmas
plans.
gift
Oh, I
from
love it.
Steph.
That's beautiful.
Used my graphic design, which you guys have seen some samples of recently, to
Yeah.
put some words on a shirt. So
Huh? Yeah, it's a what was it? Something about a orange princess something.
Yeah.
Was it?
We're making fun of my wife's car.
I'm sorry,
your
who's
wife's
driving
car.
His wife's car.
it? Who's driving it currently? Yes.
Whose name's on the car?
Oh, I forgot to look.
Mhm.
I'll
Yeah.
text her right now.
Like Vikki
I'll text her
forgets
right
to
now.
plug in her laptop?
No, I just have a lot of faith. In
Hey
my old
Wesley, while
laptop.
you're texting her, make sure to put the phone awkwardly down in your lap and look straight down.
Yeah,
There
and
we
don't
go.
give her any reason as to why you're asking her this question. Just
Text
make her
slower.
very nervous.
Well, she knows that you guys were giving me shit about it.
Well, I was excited. I'm like, are we Subaru sisters? And you're like, that's not my car. That's not my car.
It's bright orange. Where did you think you were going to hide?
I was like,
I wasn't
the
trying to
lady does
hide.
protest too much.
I wasn't trying to hide. It's not my car. Fuck.
I'm just gonna point out that you've driven more embarrassing things, and I'm gonna leave it there. But
Have I?
well,
What
yeah,
was more embarrassing?
Well, you
For a
drive
moment.
this podcast.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It was right there.
that was so good.
It was so
That was
pleasant.
that was a good burn. That was a
Yeah.
good burn.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I don't know what you're talking about though. I like genuinely like I've had so many cars like.
I think the one I think the one before this one you didn't have for very long because you were just like ick.
Oh yes. That did turn out to be pretty embarrassing. Which also calls back to Vikki's P person. Her
Yeah.
one percenter.
There it is.
There
I
it is.
gotcha.
There it is.
Yep.
Now,
You were driving a
all
real
right.
pissmobile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a minute. All right.
Can we just
Should
talk
we-
about people who drive Cybertrucks for the next 40 minutes?
Yes, because I just
That
saw one on my
sounds like
walk
a reasonable
this
thing to do on a
afternoon.
writing podcast.
Yeah.
You
I-
saw one
I just-
in the wild?
So is your first thought always like, do they know that like 9 out of every 10 people passing them are like mocking them?
I just call him a
Like,
Nazi
do they
in my
know
head.
every time they get in there they're being judged?
Yeah, I just call him a
But
Nazi in my
even,
head.
like,
Sometimes I
even
give
if
him
you
a thumbs
align
down.
with them politically, right?
Yeah.
But see, like, my thing is this: even if you aligned with like a political aspect of theirs, like, it's still just such a gross-looking car. Like, everybody's making fun of you.
It looks
I
like
just
you
wanna
got
make sure
drunk
that
and
the
made a Pinewood
kindergartner
Derby
that
car.
drew that car is getting the rights. Like, the kindergartner
Right.
that designed and drew that outline, they better be getting some royalties.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like you've had like a still reserve and you're playing Pictionary, and someone's like, "Draw a truck," and you try to do it from memory, and then they're like, "Make that."
Yeah.
Hey, Wesley, you want to get to your wheel?
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Should we-
No.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, this is fun, but okay. So we'll get to the wheel.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Fancy.
Look
Is
at
this going to
that.
be a 2-parter, 3-parter, 4-parter?
No, we're not going to get to all these. I'm sure.
Let's try. Oh my gosh! Look at that graphic.
The colors change?
Oh my God,
Ooh,
there's
like
glitter?
She's
confetti
so-
bukkake.
What's your system, if any, for capturing and developing ideas, journals, voice memos, napkins, etc.? Now, we didn't talk about the order that we're going to go in. What order do you guys want to go in?
Reverse alphabetically.
I don't know who's who.
I don't know. I'm joking. That would be you first, actually. But
I nominate Steph.
All right.
you know what you should do? Actually, I think you should make a secondary wheel. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Yes, let's
I
start
don't
with
have time
Steph.
for that.
I do like the secondary wheel idea, but you guys have witnessed some of my method, which is to just send an unhinged text or voice memo. Poor Vikki gets a lot of my insane voice memos. The other night I came up with a business idea for something called Pajama Jorts, and I started jingle first, as you do, and that was immediately a voice memo to some group chat. Don't remember where it went, but I use my phone all the time. Text it to myself. I keep a Google Keep document. Sometimes, like at night, right before bed when I'm falling asleep, I'm like, morning Steph will remember this, and she does not.
Nice.
All right. Now,
I like that.
You said you have that jingle. Can you pull up your phone and play it?
If I could find the group chat it was in, I absolutely would send it to you, but I don't know where it is.
No, I didn't say send it. I meant play it live while we're recording.
Oh, I would love to, but I just put it straight into the group chat. It's not like in the voice
Tell you
app.
what. Here's the magic of editing. If we can all remember and bug you, I want you to find that
Write it down
that
here.
group chat and you will send it and I will insert it right here.
Yeah, you will.
Make yourself a voice. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Make yourself a voice memo to remember that.
Note
All right.
document I keep open. I just put it in that.
All right. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right. I like it.
All right. Who's next? Steph,
like-
you get to nominate the next person since you
Oh,
know.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
gonna
I like
nominate
that.
Nathan.
Oh yeah. So I don't really come up with anything. I just use AI for everything and just whatever.
Even like 10 years ago. Yeah.
Even like 10 years before AI was a thing. No, you know what it is for me is usually it's I do the voice memo thing a decent amount, or like send myself messages on Messenger. Like I'm notorious for that. I'm like, idea for story, type it up, and then it's like right next to like cheesecake recipe and a link to a good Pornhub video. And sometimes I mix those up, but it's fine. And no, but actually I kind of feel you with the whole falling asleep with a good idea thing. That happens a lot. And I think that's the test, is if I remember it in the morning, I'm like, oh, that's a good one. That's a solid take right there. But yeah, I mean, we just talked about in the past episode that, ideas are, it's the execution of the ideas that really matter. Ideas just, they pop out of everywhere. I saw that.
None of us said anything.
We didn't have to.
Nobody took the bait on that one.
No, but
We're
yeah,
all
that's. Are we
What's your
really?
podcast rated? Because I think you're gonna have to up it after this episode.
We don't have it for 18 and up, but we do say it involves, like coarse language, so it's good enough. Good enough. No one's whipping it out on here.
Not on camera, at least.
No. That's
You're
why.
doing when you're like this.
That's why the camera cuts off here. So yeah,
hey,
that's
you guys aren't even normally on camera, so who knows what you're doing?
That's fair.
Exactly.
So
right. See if we could we just do audio? I wouldn't even get dressed.
See, that's the joy of
Half
an
the time,
audio-based format.
Okay,
Yeah.
so half the time, and Wesley will actually like back me up on this. I'll be like, okay, let's take a quick break. I have to use the restroom or something. I'll stand up and I'll be wearing like old man pajama pants.
Well, we're usually recording like bridge trolls, but we're just seeing
That's
each other,
beautiful.
so it's fine.
I love it. I'm going to nominate Vikki to be the next one.
I am basically the same. I harass a group chat. I don't know, what is the correct amount of group chats to have if there's only 5 people circulating in them? Because Steph and I have about 12 with the same 5 people in slightly different combinations, but I harass the group chats. I also have this I think when I fell in love with writing, it's because I like to watch like words appear on page. So I do a lot of handwriting of stuff when I have ideas, and I have a green notebook that I keep in a drawer on my desk that I just like write down random thoughts or ideas. So if I were to ever get fired, like I would have to take that out, or they would be deeply concerned.
Oh,
Wesley,
man.
it's your turn.
Good answer. You're nominating me?
Well, you're the last one. You're the only one.
Could have nominated somebody else again, and I could just skip it. No, we actually recently talked about this, and I kind of gave my answer already, but I like kind of subscribe to Stephen King's thing of that. Like, idea journals are the best way to, what does he call it? Immortalize bad ideas. Like, I feel like I'm not saying for everybody, but this is for me. If I have a good idea, it's going to stick with me. And then the bad ideas kind of just get washed away. Which I say that I've probably lost a few good ideas by not writing it down, but I don't until it's really kind of fermented or percolated or whatever analogy you want to use for my brain meets doing something.
I wish my bad ideas washed away. That's nice.
My bad ideas linger.
Yeah, no, same. I like if I have a really bad idea, I'm like, okay, what can I do to make this a good idea? And then I'll just keep trying to like mold it in there, and I'm just like, it's not gonna happen. Just give up. Just give up.
I admire your optimism.
Eternally. All right, Wesley, spin that wheel. Insert music, insert music, insert music.
What's the earliest idea you remember chasing seriously, and where did it come from?
Is this for writing or like music or something else?
It's a writing podcast, but
okay,
I do whatever.
No. Stick to writing. Stick to writing.
Vicki's not even paying attention to us anymore, so like,
She's
we
in one
lost her.
She's in one of her group chats.
I told you I made my husband take the dog into another room
Yes.
so I could record in the living room, and the dog will not stop singing the song of his people. So he texted me and said, when you're done, he wants to see you. And I'm like, it's going to be a long one.
It is.
But I had to put my phone up here so you guys didn't think I was doing other things.
Just let Jackpot in. This is casual. He can hang out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
My
can sit
dog's
with
been
us.
in here many a times. My kid's been in here many a times.
The thing is Jackpot's still very much a puppy, so he will just constantly be attacking my headphones.
Ah,
And
gotcha.
then I have to be like, don't eat that, it's electrical, you idiot.
All right,
So-
are we going to go in the same order?
Yeah,
Or-
let's do that.
I don't remember the
Everybody
order we
remember-
went in, so you'll have to refresh
You
me.
were first.
You were first, yeah.
Okay, so if we're talking about the very first idea that I was like, yes, I'm gonna write this down, I did write a science fiction story for some young writers' national thing they did in schools when we were kids, and I could not tell you a thing about it. I remember I wrote this sci-fi story, I got like some kind of placement, and could not remember, but the first thing I remember putting down and really like writing for a long time, sticking with consistently, was fan fiction, and embarrassingly, it was Ninja Turtles fan fiction, and I put
That
it
is
on.
not where I thought you were going. I'm going to be
Kinda
honest with you,
awesome,
man.
actually.
I mean, I know I'm dating myself, but yeah, it was Ninja Turtles fan fiction, and then I forgot about it, as you do with your things on fanfiction.net, and then years later, I was in a copyright class, and we were talking about fanfiction, whether or not it falls under copyright, and I had this moment of horror sitting in this class as we were all browsing the site, thinking, oh my god, did I put my real name on my Ninja Turtles fanfiction from the late 90s?
That's awesome.
So that was the first thing I really remember being super into.
Awesome. Good answer.
Yeah, what was it? Erotic fan fiction with the Ninja Turtles?
I think I was a little young to like understand the mechanics. Also, I'm really uncomfortable writing sex. I think I've discussed it before, but I'm always like, let's put this
But
thing
what
into
about
that
with
thing over
turtles?
there. With turtles, I have no idea how turtles hum. I saw them doing it once at the zoo, and I was like, I don't think they're doing it right. Or maybe I'm not doing it
That's
right.
awesome. I'm learning so much from these turtles.
Yeah. I know, Pat.
I guess we're going to me, right? Right.
Yes.
So I think the first thing I actually sat down to try to write, because I'd done music for so long, so it was never really a twinkle in my eye until like 2004. And the first thing I wanted to write was a script because I wanted to be Wes Anderson. And I wanted to direct movies that were quirky and weird. And I know it's 2004 because I wrote like this opening scene with like internal monologue and like it was this whole thing where this guy wakes up on this mattress on the floor in this room that's completely white, and like the side of his, and it's like this certain angle, and I had it all in my mind. And then like 3 weeks later I went and saw Garden State, which opens with the exact same shot, and I gave up.
Oh. That wasn't validating?
No, that happens so often too, especially like for like our Zed and Zia stuff that we write because it's sci-fi and it's like for young reader. Like, so you're kind of throwing everything at it, like even the kitchen sink. So I'll be watching like a sci-fi show or something, and they'll have like one of our ideas in there. I'm like, son of a bitch, like just constantly, which is
that
fine.
phenomena.
It's
Like-
cool, but like it's always like the one thing that when I wrote it, I was like, yeah, like no one's ever thought of that before, and then like always like a week later it's there. But that was the first thing I tried to write, was like a script followed by like 20 other scripts because I really wanted to be a filmmaker. I never finished any of them. Yeah, that's where I was at. Vikki,
All right.
first thing you ever wrote.
Well, I like the phenomena of like when similar art comes out at the same time. Like I think you see it in music more. Like there was a period where like every female singer was writing about how she was in the band and he was on the football team. And then like everyone released a graduation song at the same time. And I always just think it's like, oh, this is what we're cycling into now. That's fun. I was, I think you'd say, an angsty teenager. And I wrote a bunch of angsty poetry that I submitted to Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul that never got picked up.
Nice.
But I tried. I don't think you knew that stuff.
Didn't, and
That's
I want to know where it
amazing.
is. Do you have it?
No. And I did submit one of those, like a piece of poetry to like a competition, and then they're like, you're in the book, but now you have to pay $50. And I made my parents do that because I'm like, I'm a published poet. I don't have the book. I don't know where any of the poems are. Everything has been burned to the ground.
You know what I gathered from that is that I feel like back in the day, I feel like Vikki and me would have gone along really, really well in high school. That's what I'm gathering. That's what I'm gathering.
Basically saying not now. He's like, fuck you now.
No, now I don't. I don't want to talk
nothing
to her.
in
I'm like,
common.
oh God, group chat. No, I'm just
He's
kidding.
over me because today I was reading his book, and I'm just like, I'm gonna keep messaging you my hot takes.
No,
Don't
no,
tell
it was
me if I'm
great.
wrong or right.
It was great. And then I proceeded to tell you if you were wrong or right.
Yes. Well, the one you did, the other you didn't. And
I
when I found out
didn't.
I was right, I felt so validated.
Right? I love that though. You're like, I think this. I was like, nope. Keep trying.
Spin that wheel again.
Yep. No.
No.
Wesley, do not spin the wheel. What is the first thing you put to paper?
No, it's like your guesses.
Oh yeah.
We all thought you were weaseling your way
Yeah,
out.
we did.
No.
Right. That's what I thought
Wesleying your
too.
way out.
Oh, I'm a verb now. Let's see. So I wrote a lot as a kid, and I'd like wrote like campaigns for role playing games and stuff like that. I don't really remember any of that.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I-
only
so-
losers play D&D.
Right.
Hey, I didn't really play D&D. I played Werewolf and Vampire the Masquerade in those games,
Far superior.
which
So
are
you
much
played
cooler.
A less cooler version of D&D.
He played he played like the GoBots version of the Transformers, you know?
I don't like all of you anymore. Going home.
You were fine with the
He's like playing
photoshopping,
the
but not
Kmart
this.
version.
Now, the first thing that I really remember pursuing those, it was right around the time that I was training for my first fight, and I had this idea that I wanted to write. It was two serial killers. One had like these psychic powers that could like mind control people, like X-Files style, and he thought these like alien organisms were on people, and the only way to get rid of them was basically cut them off. So he would like control them to have them cut these pieces of their bodies off until they died. And then the cop that's investigating it gets this idea after the first survivor, and the survivor has multiple personality disorders. It's like, hey, I know this other asshole that has multiple personality disorders that I, got put away on some like small crime, but I know he's like a killer. So he sets the other killer after the other serial killer. So it's two serial killers going after each other. The idea that I had for it was each one was going to be written in first person, back and forth chapters, is like you do this like cat and mouse game. And to keep the voice different, I wanted two different writers to write each character and do it kind of like you would a role playing game where you bounce ideas off each other. So we weren't even really plotting anything out. That was the idea. The only other person I knew that wrote at the time, though, really was my brother. Kind of talked to him about the idea. He loved it. We started writing. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to write as fast as you. I'm new at this. This is my first book, and I'm training for a fight, which takes a huge amount of my time. It's like, cool, no problem. The training camp was like 3 months long. Finished my fight, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back to this. Like, seriously? He's like, well, I already wrote it, and it's with the publisher right now.
Jesus.
So there's a book out. He put my name on it to make me feel better.
That's awesome.
Which is part of why I don't use my real name, because my real name is on this absolute piece of shit garbage book. Because he actually put, imagine this, like as a brand new writer, first draft material published. He put my first draft material as a brand new author is in there.
That would be hard. And how old were you
And
when
it's
this
a sad
happened?
trombone right there.
What's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When this
So
happened?
very embarrassing. This was my first fight. I was 27.
Okay, so maybe if that happened today at your current age, do you think you would feel less embarrassed by it, like a little less sensitive?
I've read his
No.
first drafts. I would say no. He would not.
No.
He would not feel better about it.
I would actually probably be more angry now because I understand the gravity of putting your work out there that's not ready to be seen. Maybe embarrass isn't the right word, but I'd be more angry. But yeah, that was not a cool thing to do.
I like the idea, though. Like, I think we should do this, but with the 4 of us, and now there's 4 serial killers going after each other, and we all write.
Wait,
You know-
I have an idea. So
let's
one
do
of
it.
my failed nano novels that I never finished was that a woman really into true crime is dating a serial killer and does not realize it. I think we have
love it.
something.
Yes.
2 female voices dating serial killers. They don't know.
You know what, Vikki?
Ooh.
Do you
And
think this is
it's-
a good... Do you think this is a good
Well,
spot for a second reveal?
It would be so obvious,
think it
too.
is.
Are you gonna keep taking clothes off? Like, what's happening here?
That's for the OnlyFans. That's the one people have to pay for.
Like and subscribe.
So in this topic,
We
we've
didn't set this up for that. We don't have like a tip jar or anything.
So in this topic, we've covered fan fiction and tandem writing with someone else. And Wesley, you'd asked a little bit ago when we were going to have something ready for you to read, and I was like, I don't know, maybe soon. But the thing is,
Yeah?
we actually do have something for you to read. Something we've been writing together,
Awesome.
taking turns, and I'm going to drop some links in the chat. And obviously, you're not going to be able to read it right now, but we want to see your reactions. So give me a second to copy paste here.
Shit, there's a chat. I was looking at our other chat.
Yeah.
This app had a chat.
Yeah.
See here. How do you click on
You
it?
click on it as a link.
I know. I'm clicking on it. It's not doing anything. I
Came out a little
understand how
harsher than I meant.
Wow.
I understand how a link works.
Oh my god, I didn't. That came out way ruder than I meant.
You click on it, jackass.
Well, to be fair, in my chat, it's not coming as a clickable link. so
See
it's a
there.
copy
See,
paste situation.
aha.
It's having me like, I have to do an agreement and like, what am I signing here?
Oh my god.
I've seen that episode of South Park where they like,
This is amazing.
what is
You'll get
this?
there.
No.
You'll get there.
No.
Inside you are 2 wolves, and one is delighted and one is so suspicious.
Dude, this is like. This is the.
What is this?
This is the
What am I
greatest.
reading?
It's fan fiction of.
A
Well,
fan fiction of our podcast.
yes.
Yes.
Oh no, this isn't gonna be fan fiction. We're gonna do this.
Oh, yes.
Are you going to do it?
We
I hope you
so
do
should.
Yeah,
hope you
this is
do
our next
everything.
episode.
everything that's in this. I hope you do.
How long is it? It's
Right.
too long to read it like right now. But
Yeah.
It is.
Is this
and it's,
all
No,
about?
that-
Is it all about the Pope?
Hope.
what link did you click?
No. So hold on. No, I'm reading the first thing. Wesley, wait, where was it? That'll teach you to bet on who the new Pope is going to be.
Oh,
And it says with
it is in
absolutely
there.
no sense. Yeah, see, I
Well,
I
fuck, now I gotta
read.
eat crow there.
And then I thought
I'm-
I thought the whole thing had to do with that because then as I went down, I saw these are red flags. I thought we were having a whole conversation about green flags and red flags about the new Pope because I was skimming.
You know,
With
this
smoke.
answers some questions like, Vikki, I don't understand what you're talking about when you talk about your Fight Club writing project. Or,
So
Vikki, why did you ask if I ever Google my name and the podcast name together?
yeah, that's the third reveal, is that if you Google your names or the name of this podcast and the word podcast, this is like somewhere between pages 3 and 7 in the Google results.
Yes,
So
I
you're
love
welcome.
it.
how do we have that many pages of Google results?
We have
You should Google
29
yourself.
fans, Wesley. 29.
So when we do this, when I do my line, getting motivated to write a sequel when I have to spend my free time attending random writing groups for this podcast, do I just say that or do I also say Wesley said dryly?
I think that
I
the
think-
terrible tags are part of it, because we made
No,
them as
you
bad
have
as
to
possible.
do the tags. Like, was
Yeah.
this the erection pamphlet Nathan probed?
And you
That
know
is
how you
perfect.
guys-
Oh, I love this. This is like one of the best gifts ever.
You think it's charming we don't edit our podcast? Wait till you see how unedited our fan fiction is.
We truly, it's like we're drinking a beer and we're pounding out chapters of this, and it shows. The quality shows in the work.
It's truly
I
the
love
most
it.
writing I've done in months.
I mean, it is interesting. It ends with us having sex with each other. Did you get that far yet, Wesley?
No, I've skimmed. I haven't. Does that happen?
From different
No.
states.
Making that
No.
up?
It's all phone sex. There's a lot of yearning.
Right.
Okay, we can
It's
do
a
that.
slow burn.
I mean,
Did you just say urine and slow burn in the same? Never mind.
all right.
And then you guys have a little homework. One of us writes chapters that revolve around one of you and the other person, and we never switch. So figure out who's writing.
Oh,
That really was apropos of my story. Wow.
if I can I guess
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Can I guess that Vikki wrote me?
Damn it.
Well,
Yes.
that's
Wizard?
a
What are you, a
50-50.
wizard?
I
Look
am.
at Wesley coming in with the math. This isn't a math podcast. We don't do math off the clock.
Yeah, that's very well established. We do not match
I've
off
just
the
seen.
clock.
I've seen
using
her.
AI.
I've seen her reaction to some of the off color jokes here, in the immediate grin, and I just felt like I felt like that's who would write me.
That she has no poker face.
I don't. It's fine.
I love it.
Should we move on, or
Yeah.
I love
Can
that.
we?
So
I'm
here's
excited to actually start recording that.
yeah. That's our next episode.
Another fun tidbit. We're not going to stop. We're just going to keep going.
Not even
For
if
as
you
long
want
as
us
we have
to.
ideas.
Yeah, this is fair use. I learned that in copyright class.
I love that. I love that, like, someone's writing a parody of a podcast. That's the best thing ever.
So you can select
awesome.
categories on both fanfiction.net and AO3, and one of the categories is just friendship. So I thought that was the most beautiful thing. So that's the category you're in.
That's beautiful.
AO3 is archive of our own if you aren't a fan fiction nerd.
I feel kind of special. What about you, Nathan?
I very much so. I'm not gonna even go into how much this has kind of stroked my ego a little bit today. So I am.
We were hoping that you'd like it and not feel stalked. Like that was the goal. 50-50 chance.
I don't think either of you live here in Colorado, so I'm cool. Like, it's only stalking if you're up the street.
Is that
Online stalking
the
doesn't
legal
count,
definition
right?
of stalking?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I prefer to think of it as skip tracing.
When you're my age, when you're in your 40s, like I feel like any kind of stalking is nice.
That's another thing for your.
You're still wanted.
Yeah,
It's another thing for
right?
your
Just a guy.
Build-A-Bear.
Yeah. It's like getting carded at the bar.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, what was the next? What was the next spin
This
there,
one should
Wesley?
be quick. If you could install a vending machine for story ideas, what would be in slot B12?
Slot B12 is like the go-to, right?
I was going to say your mom, but I don't think that's the answer.
Oh, too soon.
And you didn't say it in the form of a question.
Are we coming up with a story idea or a category? Because my first thought, honestly, and I blame Nathan, was porn.
There you go. Okay. Rapid fire. Nathan, you're up. First thing you think of.
Porn.
All right, you know what?
It's just word
hero,
association.
werewolf porn.
You don't get to Wesley this question. You have to answer too.
I actually like the werewolf porn. So.
You do? Oh, okay. So we'll be sure to put that in the next chapter
Yeah.
of your fan fiction.
That's amazing.
Fun little fact: the most romance I've read is Alice Burchard, which is Anne Rice's sister, and she did a bunch of werewolf books.
Now, was this the
Yeah.
impregnation porn? Because
Nice.
I understand that's a whole thing.
Wait, werewolf impregnation?
Actually, yes,
Oh, yeah.
that did happen in one of the books. That did.
That's a
happen in one of the
thing, really?
It is.
books.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think she was the OG though, because I mean, this was like
Okay.
a
Is
long
there
time
is
ago
there
she was writing
videos
these.
of this too? Like, sorry,
What?
I'm looking up something. Sorry, go on.
Okay, should I get to
Wesley,
the next one?
yeah, spin that wheel, dude.
see what we get next. All right.
I love the wheel.
What's the weirdest or most unexpected source of inspiration you've ever drawn from?
Porn. Sorry. I just wanted to keep it going. Best way to have a running gag. All right. Steph?
I don't know, kind of gonna take it down to something serious, but sometimes something really terrible happens and you're like, I don't want to think about it or talk about it, and then later you write about it, and then you kind of surprise yourself.
That's a good one. Yeah. So the next book that I'm writing right now, the one with the tarot cards as the inspiration, the whole idea from that came from I was driving to work, and there was this girl who was walking down the sidewalk or whatever in a blue hoodie, and like she's dressed like the character in the tarot cards, which I don't think either of you have seen, but I think she might have been homeless, to be fair, which now I feel kind of bad about. But at the same time, for some reason, just her whole look, her whole vibe, her whole just the whole aesthetic of it just immediately took me to this huge place of just like everything from the tarot cards to a fantasy witch story set in Kentucky. Like all that stuff kind of came together, and I think when I got to work on Teams, I actually messaged Wesley almost immediately and was like, I have this idea or something. This was a while ago, but it was just a weird moment. It's one of those things where you're not looking for inspiration, but all of a sudden something just pops up and you're just like, that'll do.
That's awesome.
The novel I'm working on right now, Can Man, came about because I was at a concert at Blossom Music in Ohio venue, and they wouldn't let you take your beer into the pit until you poured it into a cup. And I'm like, what do they think I'm going to do with this can? This is a $24 beer. I would have to really hate someone to throw this. And then as I drank more, it just spiraled more into what would I do if I could throw a can at anyone at any time, anywhere.
I love that.
I don't know if you've told me that or not, but I've been wondering about Can Man. That's fun.
That's a beautiful story.
And Nathan, just for reference, Blossom is like the red rocks for out here.
Gotcha.
But not as good.
I was gonna say, but probably with like more mosquitoes and like less beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Less weed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure. The last time I was there was some nasty stuff in the air, so I don't know about less.
Well, it's Ohio, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like meth. No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
Fair.
Oh.
I can't
Yeah, it's
wait to
funny.
kill you in your next chapter.
It's just a solo show after that. It's just Wesley talking to himself, bring in a new guest.
He's got a Build-A-Bear. It's got your voice in it. Just shit you said on this podcast. I would drink all your pee.
Oh, man.
And I'm into werewolf porn.
Wesley, you're right.
Vikki suddenly starts showing up on the podcast, just killing and replacing you.
She's got a fake beard on.
I'm going to bring like an evil like Build-A-Bear on next time we're recording.
Jeez.
How often are you going to Build-A-Bear? Do you have a problem?
I mean, now.
I mean, it's not a problem unless you say it is. Otherwise, it's just a hobby.
Right?
Just deny.
The thousands of dollars of Lego behind me in this room right now says it's just a hobby.
Hey, it's only a problem if you go to meetings.
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Wesley, let's spin that wheel.
Steph, do you have your camera like purposely blurry, or are you just coming in shitty on my screen?
Is it blurry?
No, it's shitty on everybody's screen. I think it's your internet
Are you on
connection.
witness protection?
So
mode right
I
now?
had a camera cover on my thing, and it kept sliding, and I ripped it off and threw it. You might have seen that. And I think that's glue, maybe, that you're seeing.
It looks like a bit rate issue.
Yeah,
like you're transmitting on a really low bit rate.
It should actually look better once it's uploaded.
Maybe.
You know what?
That might just be the signal that we're getting.
Stephanie's so beautiful that like
I'm too
she's just blurred
powerful
for the rest of us.
Too powerful for
We
the
would
camera.
I'll
Right.
buy that. I'll buy
Would
that.
you believe
Yeah.
I'm living in the computer? I've uploaded my consciousness.
She's AI.
There's
Yes,
my.
I'm your AI.
You just blew my big story reveal. Damn. All right. So this question is, on a scale from 1 to existential spiral, how dangerous is opening your ideas folder?
It's bad.
Steph and I have a pact already to like clear each other's browsers and phones when one of us goes first, and I'm gonna have to add burn my idea journal.
Oh no, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. I think that any written materials are the property of the deletioner.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to find a new deletioner.
No. I will find her and kill her.
drive. Encrypt your hard drive.
Yeah, the thing with an ideas folder, I don't know if you guys do this, but sometimes I'll just have a title, and I'm like, that could be a great story. And so it's a lot of random phrases and things, and then later I go back and I look at it, and I'm like, what was wrong with me?
Yeah. No, I mean, I usually get like a sentence or two in before I close the file. Like, I start off all gung-ho. I'm like, next crime thriller book. You know, it's the title. I'm like, it was a dark and cold night. And then I'm like, I'm bored, and I just like save it and close it. And it's like never anything. But like I joked about it earlier, but I like kind of have a hard time giving up on an idea, even if it might seem bad on the surface. So ironically, most of the stuff from my ideas folder actually ends up being something in some way or brought into something else. So even if it's like a little like even if it's a little bit of like a short story, like my next book that's coming out has like short stories throughout. There's a couple of those where the bare bones of them were from my ideas folder. So I don't know. I don't think it's I like looking at it. It reminds me of recording music. Like you'd have all these ideas like in your recorded music. You go back, you hear a song that you wrote like 6 years ago, and you'd be like, oh, why didn't I ever finish that? And you're like, oh yeah, I couldn't ever come up with a melody, or you know, whatever the case may be, or stuff like that. I to me, it's always like about revisiting the past, because even if the past sucks, you're like, wow, I'm so much better or worse.
That's a very positive.
Say
like,
you're an optimist.
Yeah.
Right now I turn all my bad ideas into fan fiction about
Nice.
a podcast. And now I've decided, instead of deleting all my bad ideas stuff, I want you to put them together as an anthology and release it unedited.
I'm going to call it Vicki's Best Ideas.
Are you gonna release it if she dies before you? Like the day after or something?
It'll be her eulogy. We'll just
Yeah,
forcing
and
her family to sit there while I dramatically read and cry from her.
Actually, could you just read through that notebook? Because the amount of times I write the word cheese in cursive to see how well a pen writes would startle anyone.
So much about you tonight. I've known you like our whole lives.
When you write in cursive is the best way to see if a pen is worthy. And the word cheese has so many loops in it. You get a really good feel of like the page glide. No one's there with me. All right. Anyways, porn.
No, I'm writing it on my knee right now, and I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Is that what you're doing with your hands below the camera?
Yes. No, cheese, it's a good word. The S, especially the deep boop. That's
You
for
get
Wow.
The E, man.
well-
It's satisfying.
well, and we've shown our age because
This is going to be really good audio.
well, most people
Let's
under
do it.
the age of like, okay, is everybody here over the age of 30? I assume, right? Right? Yes. Well, okay. People under the age of 30 don't know what cursive is anyway, so
They'll never understand the joy
they'll
of writing cheese.
no, or getting to the Z and wondering, scribble, like
How'd you get there?
Isn't cursive like that thing that you select when you're like signing a PDF document?
yes, that's what that is.
Leslie, what do you do with your bad ideas? Don't
Yeah.
have
Oh,
yours.
look
What
at
are you
him!
doing?
Look at him trying to get away with it.
You were bringing shame to the name of Subaru drivers.
Someone go knock on his door.
He's like, moving on.
I don't have anything good to say about this one though. Like I don't have an idea journal. I keep them in my head until they've done something, or I throw them away.
Fair.
So this doesn't count for me.
So did you write the questions?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Okay.
Because like that would be a real dick move. You like wrote the question. You're like, I know I don't have an answer
All
to
my
this.
ideas are up here.
There's actually like I started writing these. I wrote 2 of them that are in here, and then I was like, fuck this, and I used ChatGPT.
I love it. And there's where we talk about using it as a tool.
Feel like we're the tools on this call. ChatGPT's doing
We're
all the work.
Oh my lord.
Well, it scripted our answers too. Everybody's reading really well. I appreciate that. Is there a deleted idea from your brain's draft folder that you'd resurrect for laughs or horror? I love that huge sigh.
Because everybody's thinking like it's
Great
like
radio.
I have an answer right away, so I'm
Okay, go for it.
screw the order. I'm an agent of chaos. Sometimes at night when I can't sleep, I start writing Twilight fan fictions in my head.
yes.
Nice.
Are we like over an hour into this episode? We're just talking about Twilight.
I'm really proud.
Holy
of
Our
shit.
self-restraint has been so good, you guys.
And we
No,
haven't even.
I thought that was going to be a major subject here.
I thought we were going to talk about dicks too, and we haven't. So dick.
Dick. How many dicks is that?
Well, this is actually the time, Vikki, in your Twilight fanfiction, does Edward's icicle penis come up?
Oh no, because I can't even pretend write smut. That's uncomfortable. But there's like a couple storylines I pick at, and I'm like, this would be a good Twilight fan fiction, and then I fall asleep, and the next night I'm like, where did I leave off in that mental story?
By the way, I just want to think in my mind when I'm thinking about Twilight, I like to imagine that Edward has a micro penis. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It does
That would
because
explain why he was a virgin for so long.
And
he
then the
doesn't have
watching,
circulation, you know?
right? It
So-
would never get a chance to bloom, so to speak. Just being there, like a little button.
I understand why video is important, as Nathan says, bloom, and
Yeah.
does the giant hand motion.
So if he's
I
ice,
feel like
right?
I think we need a biologist on here for this.
Well, I'm thinking if he's ice and he gets like hot because he's aroused, but hot for him, he's still cold. Maybe there's like a little trickle and he could use gravity so that it forms like it drips downward.
So
to
it's
create an
literally like
icicle.
an icicle.
Yes.
So
yeah.
so he has to like get 2 tables together, lay across them when they're getting ready to bone, and just wait for it to like form.
He's always got to be on top. He can never be a bottom.
Right.
Okay, listen.
Because
I'm gonna
it just
explain
melts.
Twilight physiology to you right now. So vampires, 2 vampires cannot make a baby because a woman's body has to change too much during pregnancy, right?
Right.
So that can't
Makes
happen.
sense.
Totally makes sense.
Vampires run on venom and blood, and the venom-blood combination makes it so they can still get an erection.
But it doesn't
So-
kill the sperm, apparently, because Bella got knocked up.
It does not kill the sperm, apparently. And
Are
there's
they
like a
more-
whole side story about a vampire in South America who is just like knocking up women trying to get a male heir to see if he could turn people. 'Cause
Well,
the
that's his
female
problem.
Half babies cannot turn people into vampires.
Well, here's his
So wait.
problem because only men can. Well, you know, you got the XY chromosome. So if he's knocking up women and only having girls, then that's on him.
I
it is.
I
Could
also
women
want to.
surrogate? You get their
No.
eggs out and like
It's a good
have somebody
question.
surrogate for them?
That's a good
I was
story
supposed-
idea.
I don't know that they would produce. No.
I just Googled something here though that I just want to put this little bit of information out there to see if it changes any minds or something to chew on. Great verbiage.
Yeah, no.
Play on that. All right. I Googled, do cold-blooded animals get erections? And the answer is yes. Many cold-blooded animals do have erections. Now, I know that's not dead and ice cold.
Yeah, it's a
But-
different type of cold.
It's
So next, Wesley,
the biology
I want you to Google, do dead bodies get erections? No, don't do it. Don't do that, man. If the FBI wasn't looking at you before,
I'm I recently learned the hotkey is Control Shift N. Okay, incognito man.
So while he's looking this up, though, I do have a question. Are Edwards
can dead bodies get erections? Was that?
Yeah,
That's the question.
Are Edward's sperm immortal?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It is.
Because, like, does that mean if he's just, like, at a certain point, does that mean, like, all the socks in his bedroom are just kind of, like, crawling around on the floor? And
So here's the interesting thing. Women
Jesus
vampires
Christ.
can't have babies because their bodies can't change.
Right.
But as women, we are born with as many eggs as we will ever have. So the of
Right.
an immortal woman having eggs, very high. But males have to create sperm. I don't know, a lot. I don't know how your body works.
And see, that's when you brought up surrogate. I was wondering, would it depend on the age of the vampire woman? Because if your body only produces eggs up to a certain age, then after that age, if your body didn't produce any more because you're born with all the ones that you would have.
Well, right, but
right?
she's not losing any eggs because she's not having a period. Because
She's not dropping them
around her body, changing. So she's not releasing any. They're basically on ice, which is what you do when you're freezing eggs.
So here's a fun fact. When let's talk about the uterus for a minute.
I love this.
When sperm goes into the uterus, it kind of chills there, and then it will sometimes travel up the fallopian tubes, and then there's a gap. So you have your ovary, you got your fallopian tube, and at some point, egg, sperm, they form a baby. Nathan, you should know this. You're a father. Should not be new information.
It's not, but it's just words I never thought I'd hear on this podcast.
Sometimes the egg goes on a little magic journey. Like, okay, so I don't have tubes. I got my tubes yeeted for my 40th birthday. Highly recommend.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
That means the eggs and then any sperm that goes up there just floats around in my human thorax. Now, if we assume that, like, vampire sperm and eggs are kind of immortal, sentient beings themselves, it would turn someone into basically, like, what I think of as a human beehive, only with
Oh my god. It took a long time to get to the human beehive.
But we
wow.
got there.
I question, is that why vampires stay so young? Because, like, they're just getting eggs and sperm replenishing their youth?
Oh.
Do you think that they're still doing it, though? Or at some point in immortality, would regular sex get boring and you'd have to get your kinks other ways?
Well, definitely.
Well, like drinking pee.
Like drinking.
Yeah.
That's just
8
a start.
ounces.
Or seeing if bees can live within your chest
Yeah.
cavity.
Right.
So can I crash this party real quick?
Yeah, please.
So I Googled that. I did Google that. And I was assuming I would get one answer, and I got something completely different. So there is something called a death erection, also named angel lust, rigor erectus, or terminal erection.
Good
This
band
is
names.
a post
Angel lust. Oh,
It's
God,
a
I love that.
post-mortem erection that is technically a priapism, which I'm not actually sure what that is. I should look that up as well. What is a priapism? And it is observed in corpses of men, usually that have been executed, particularly by hanging.
That
this explains
makes
so
much
much.
sense. Oh, my God, that makes so much
The
sense, though.
thoughts are connecting, yeah.
That's the show, everybody.
So a priapism is a prolonged and painful erection that lasts for more than 4 hours. So that shit could last for 4 hours after you're dead?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dead.
There's a story idea there, though, like a serial killer that kills men by hanging them so that they can bang their bodies
Oh, my
afterwards.
God. No,
Yes.
no. Okay, so here's the thing. There is a movie.
Wait.
No,
Is it called Clerks?
no.
one second.
I was thinking that, too. But,
Wesley's having a
there's-
moment.
I'm having a moment.
oh, my God. I don't like it.
How meta is this? This whole episode was about where do ideas come from, and we just stumbled on a fucking great one.
We just lubed ourselves up and slid right onto an idea.
Yes.
Oh, no. So there is a movie, I think it's like a Swiss movie. It's not in English. It's called Necromantic. There's also a sequel called Necromantic 2. Necromantic 2 actually kind of starts with this, where the woman is having sex with a man and then basically cuts off his head, jumps off, throws a rubber band around it, and then gets back to work. Is the most disturbing movie I've ever watched in my life. I don't know that there's a market for a book about that.
Yeah, Wesley, that wasn't your idea, was it?
No, not exactly, but
No, that's not my idea. My
no,
idea is,
I
actually,
get,
no. I'm going to tag this our idea collectively
Oh, good.
no,
because
we don't want any part of it.
I would not have gotten here without all of these
Oh,
breadcrumbs.
Jesus
You
Christ.
know what? I'll take one for the team.
All right, fine, fine.
Like scientists who make a discovery, they don't take all the credit. They say, I stood on the backs of giants.
Is this work going to appear on Google Scholar? Is that what you're telling us?
I can't wait till we have our TED Talk about directions.
All of those would have been great band names, by the way. I don't know if
It
either
would,
of you are
gosh.
still in a band, but if you're not, write those down.
I sort of am, but it's like
What was the one?
It's already got a name. It's
Was
sort
it
of like,
Angel Lust?
I gotta go back there now.
Was it Angel Lust? Oh, God, that's good.
Yeah,
Just
Angel
go
Lust.
into your bookmarks. It'll be
Angel
right
Lust. No, I just had to go to the right tab.
If I were writing
You're
down episode
frequently
titles,
visited.
these would have been amazing.
You should be writing down. This is going to be on your show too. We're
She's
not
like-
editing that out.
She's like, not yet.
Angel Lust and Rigor Erectus.
Oh, that sounds like a Norwegian death metal band if I've ever heard of one.
there. It really does.
Where do we go from here? Fuck.
Back to the wheel.
Back to me. Okay. All right.
This is a long episode. Is it?
This is not our longest yet.
No, definitely not.
Do you need to quit?
I'm glad. What?
Or
No,
do
I
you
don't.
need to quit.
No, I don't need to quit.
I know it's late there. Oh wait, no, that's goes. I'm smart.
Wesley discovers time zones in this episode.
Oh my
I feel like
God,
I already
that's
answered this one.
that's so many
Let's
words.
just skip this one. Let's skip that one.
I can't read that after Erectus Magnum. What was it?
Rectus Magnum.
Also
We
a
already
good
had
band
that
name.
one. We already had
It's like
that
this
one.
thing where I have to get
That
real
was a
close to the computer to read these questions.
We're getting the same ones here.
Oh my God! No, see, Mr. Wheel.
Maybe random wheel is not a great idea.
We gave ChatGPT too much credit.
I
Oh,
thought that like the questions would be
That one's not bad.
disappearing and the pie slices would be getting
Right.
bigger when I was wrong.
I think there might be there was a bunch of options. I didn't really go through them. I didn't spend that much time on it.
Interesting. This podcast not important to you?
It depends on the guest, really.
He's like used to having two on here. He's like, I can phone it in. They'll talk enough. We'll get to like two of these wheels. He didn't think anybody was going to call him out and be like, all right, back to the wheel.
Yeah, I really didn't think we'd get this through this many questions.
Okay, here's the thing. We could always talk about Twilight more too. Because
We could,
You know what? Every time we go to the wheel, did you guys watch Animaniacs as a kid?
yes.
and the
Sometimes
re-release.
At the end, it would be like Wheel of Misfortune. Turn,
Yep.
turn.
Yep.
And that's what I keep thinking every time the wheels.
So I think we need to do a sequel to this episode with a wheel, and I think the questions in the
Okay.
wheel need to be closer to the P question. Because that's what the people want.
What way closer to the P question? Can you elaborate?
Not,
All right.
not about writing at all.
let's see what we get.
So you have listened to our podcast.
I've been listening.
I do have an unrelated question to ask you. We don't have to wait till the end.
Let's do it.
Well, what do you do with your intermediate laundry?
Okay, so intermediate laundry, this is like the thing that you've worn. It's not you
Yeah.
haven't worn it long enough for it to be dirty, but it also has been worn just long enough that it's not clean, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this would be like, for me, this would be certain shirts and stuff. Like, it's like my I get home from work, I take a shower, I throw on the shirt, my PJ pants or whatever, and I'm like heading to bed, and I'm like, oh, shirt off. Like, what am I going to do with that shirt, right?
What a cute little shimmy you're doing while you're explaining
Yeah.
this.
I'm adorable. Usually that's called my corner shirt, and so it hangs out in the corner until the next time I need a shirt for a couple hours.
You say in the corner, do you throw it on the floor like it's been bad?
Yeah. Bad shirt. Bad.
Naughty shirt.
Naughty shirt. I might, this is really bad, but I might re-hang it up and just like be like out of sight, out of mind. Like, it's fine. Like, it's after a shower. I don't smell bad. It's a reusable shirt, but only with shirts.
Here's the thing. I don't want that shirt to get bullied by all of my clean shirts because they know that he's technically not clean anymore.
They go back and
I mean,
they're
he's
like,
not really
they're like, what
dirty.
the fuck are you doing
They're
here,
like,
man?
You can't have lunch with us.
Right.
You can't sit here.
Didn't you ever like watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes.
Teach your clothes the lesson in that story.
Well, so what do you do with your intermediate laundry?
Throw them on the floor.
See?
Okay, so we've got Vikki, who's got a pile so big that when I came over this week,
Listen.
she had to clear a space on the bed so I could hang her pictures.
Listen. First of all, thank you for coming to help me hang artwork in my house that I've been sitting on for 3 years and not hanging up. I appreciate that. Secondly, my husband and I just got back from a trip over Memorial Day weekend, and the suitcase is still there.
You know what, though?
Open but not unpacked.
Not an excuse,
and
because
it's creating a base.
I've seen the pile bigger.
This is why we don't do video, guys.
And we've got 2 floor robes, and I, of course, awake picture perfect, dressed and ready for the day. There is no intermediate laundry, there's no dressing, there's no showering.
This way.
I woke up, I blinked into existence, we've established I'm AI.
I'm gonna send them the picture of what you went out in the other day.
Oh god.
It's coming in the chat, guys.
Those man repeller pictures are for ladies' eyes only.
All right. So I've got some rapid fire questions for you guys. Ready?
All right, let's do it.
Would you fight a goose once a week if it meant you'd never get stuck in traffic again?
Yes.
Yes.
No, geese are too mean. They'll win every time.
It doesn't say you
I
have to
definitely
win. Just
Yeah,
says
it
you
just
have
says
to
you have to
fight
fight
it.
it.
I can't take that many L's. I'm already facing enough L's
That's
in
fair.
my life.
That's
I don't
fair.
need a weekly one.
I pick fights all the time. I know I'm not going to win. This doesn't
I
faze
don't
me
even
at
deal
all.
with traffic. I would still fight a goose just to fight a goose. Because why not?
If every time you sneezed, a random celebrity had to say your name on live TV, would you try to sneeze more often or less?
More.
Every moment of every day.
Just
What celebrity?
It says a random one, so it's going to be a different one every time.
All right, yes. Sneezing more.
Nathan Harms.
That one's kind of like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't. Like, that would be awesome. That one's stupid.
They're all stupid.
Well, okay. Would you live in a house made entirely of Jell-O, walls, furniture, everything, if it meant your rent was free forever?
No, I'd eat my house. I love
Oh.
Jell-O.
That'd be sticky.
That's a good way to get a UTI.
Yeah. And then every time there's a windstorm, like your whole
Yeah.
house, like,
Yeah, there's so it would be so gross after a while too.
oh,
Just
we have
like all the
pets?
skin and like the dust and the bodily just no.
Just stop. Don't ruin Jell-O for me. Next question.
Let's talk about Jell-O more.
Nathan and I know somebody who would do this just because. Would you wear clown makeup every day for a year if it gave you the ability to speak every known language fluently?
Yes, of course.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay, that was
But
easy.
could it be like ICP clown makeup? Or
Oh,
does it
yeah.
have to be like
Why would you
circus
want to be
clown?
the worst clown?
Well, I want to know if I can like change up my clown aesthetic.
I guess.
Like-
why would you want to do IC? Never.
No,
For
I like
nostalgia.
that.
Also,
No, you could do the ICP makeup like when you're trying to be formal.
their song Miracles is a
Or
banger.
I really want
Okay.
a Fago. I mean, God, just for the occasion.
Right?
Okay. If every time you lied, your voice turned into Kermit the Frog for 24 hours, how honest would you become?
Never telling a truth again.
Yeah, I don't think this would change my behavior at all.
So here's a
People
Would
just
other
sound
people
like Kermit
know?
the Frog.
Yeah, would other people know, or would they think it was just a bit?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
See, I
Do you
could
want me to
only
ask ChatGPT?
I could only do it on weekends. I couldn't do it
Okay.
during the week when I was at work. They're like, "How's your day going?" I'd be like, "It's going really good." Everything I said. Did you take care of those reports? Yep, totally done.
If every dog you saw instantly judged your outfit with a loud bark, would you still try to dress stylishly? I'm not sure I understand that one.
Still?
I don't try now.
What?
So.
All right, fair. That's what I got. I could try for more, but I think
Those some good questions. I feel like I know everybody on this call a little bit more. And so I guess I do want to bring it back to Twilight, though. So, Vikki,
Thank God.
I have to ask, Team Edward, Team Jacob.
Edward, listen. First of all, in the books, Jacob, just a whiny little bitch boy. And then in the movies, people are like, oh, he's so hot. And I'm like, ew, that's literally Shark Boy from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You're creepy.
Okay.
didn't one of you recently teach me that he was like Leonardo DiCaprio,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
the werewolf dude?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He he thinks he's in love with Bella, but he doesn't imprint on her, as werewolves do. So then Bella has her baby, and he's like, I'm out of this house. There's nothing here for me anymore. And then he sees her baby, and he's like, oh my God, that's who I was in love with. That's who I'm imprinted on. This is the woman I'm meant to be with. And she is like 2 hours old.
It's because she was carrying her eggs around inside her the whole time, as we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. He was in love with the eggs, not the omelet. No, that
Have you ever
doesn't
thought
even
of
make
that? Like,
sense.
That's been a thought I've had. Like, when a woman has a baby, is it actually her baby or is it her mom's? Because all of the eggs are there from.
Great question, Wesley. So it takes the father to decide the gender of what the egg is going to be.
Right.
So it's not like that egg is going to be a female, so it has the cellular ability to hold all the eggs at that time. Would be my opinion on it. Like it has
No.
like the daddy DNA has to mix in there.
Right,
And
but
then
I'm
you get
saying.
a girl or a boy.
Okay, maybe I should have explained better. But the woman's eggs were there from the time that her mother, from the time she was in the womb with her mother. Correct? I believe that's correct.
I think the genetic material to
They have-
make the eggs is there, but the sex isn't determined until it's fertilized.
Well, the sex isn't. No, like it's not a full, complete.
But no, I think
Zygote.
yeah, the building blocks of what could become the future eggs are there. Yes.
The fact that David just keeps putting his head in his hand.
We've lost anybody who was listening. Gone.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
And now you understand why our podcast is called Plotless. Because
Yeah.
our writing has no point and our podcast.
All right, all right.
We just do it.
Steph,
We don't care about listeners. We just do it for fun.
That's same here. So, Steph, team
for the vibes.
Team Edward, Team Jacob.
Neither. So first of all, Billy Black, Jacob's dad, is the only one in that town who knew what was going on. He rolls up all the time and he's like, guys, what are you doing? They're vampires. Also, Charlie, kind of hot. He's got
damn
his
it,
little
you
mustache.
Stole mine. You
It's the
stole
mustache. But he's kind
mine.
of
I'll
dumb
go with
too.
Carlisle.
Also, I think Carlisle and Charlie are in love with each other.
That's the fan
They should
fiction
be.
I want.
I can send you some links.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
She's a tastemaker in this realm.
I have a
I was
podcast rec
gonna
for
say
you guys.
Team Charlie. I was gonna go Team Charlie, all the way.
It's the stash.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just, I showed my brother all those movies. I think it was last year or the year before. I can't remember. He'd never seen any of them. And I was like, we're going to sit down. We're going to watch all the Twilights because we notoriously love bad movies. And, I have a soft spot in my heart for the first movie and the last movie, especially. For me, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but my experience watching that last movie was one of the greatest movie-going experiences I've ever had in my entire life. With a room full of middle-aged women who started screaming at the screen once the dream session started that was not in the original book, and main characters just started dying left and right. And they're like, that was what could happen. I was like, that's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen done. Like, it was so amazing. Like,
High praise for the final Twilight movie.
When you said best movie experience in a room filled of middle-aged women screaming. I was like, oh, was he actually at 50 Shades of Grey? And he's confusing them?
You know, I've never watched those movies. I've never watched those movies.
I haven't either.
My wife watched them. She watched the first one. She's like, that wasn't bad. And then I think there's like 2 more, and she's like, they just get worse.
Does your wife know they're based on Twilight fanfiction?
She does.
Okay,
She does.
Good.
She also absolutely she read all the Twilight books, and the way she compared the way she describes the last book is it's like masturbation without finishing.
Factual.
Yeah.
Wesley, are you a twihard?
No.
He is
That's
now.
that's why I've been so like vocal and part of this conversation. I saw the first movie once, and that's it.
That's not enough times.
Now, did you not watch it because it's not your favorite guy, M. Night Shyamalan?
What a twist.
Like, if he would have directed it,
The last movie he kind of did.
Yeah, when you think about it. Did you guys
That
feel
was such a
like,
Shyamalan twist, right?
Did you feel like Michael Sheen was acting in a completely different movie than everyone else?
Yes. Yes. Dude, oh my God. Some of the memes you can, oh my God, yes. So much. You know what's really weird is some of the actors are in that last movie too. It's like Rami Malek is in it. Here's this dude who's going to go on to win all the awards, and he's just like hanging out in the Twilight movie. And you're just like, why are you there, dude?
Paycheck.
Because it's kind of before he was known, you know, but it's a wild thing.
Or Anna Kendrick, right? Like,
Right.
she's a minor part in there, and then she goes on and has like so many good serious movies, and she has to be like, oh yeah, I was in Twilight.
Yeah, and she's like directing shit and stuff too. See, I would think that would be so cool to be any of those people. Can like, and I'm gonna do that. Like, if I ever meet Rami Malek, I'm just gonna be like, dude, I loved you in Twilight. I bet he would love that. Honestly, I bet.
have you been working since then?
Right? What have you been in? That's so good. Wesley. Do you have anything else for us today? For the
No, I kind of feel like we should wrap this up.
Yeah,
This
I
is,
feel it too.
Wesley, I have a very important question before we wrap this up.
I like it.
The look on your
How's the
face.
website?
Yes. Yes. How's that website coming along, buddy?
You got a launch pad. Little stat counter.
It's every time this comes up, I think of the Family Guy bit where Stewie's like, "How's that novel coming, bro?"
faster than the
Still
speed
working
of
on that novel?
Got a plot? 2 people fall in love?
You can write
That's
a
so
novel. You
good.
can write several novels, but the website, that's your
I
Waterloo,
know,
huh?
right?
I actually had it up, and then I just never updated it, and just
Hey,
Your
it's
next book could be about a person that struggles with a website, and it could be like
Yeah.
thinly veiled commentary on like erectile dysfunction.
Absolutely.
it's all consuming.
is that what you're trying to say? Is that what,
But it's just
No, but I felt like I had to swing
Like-
it around back to
Yeah.
dicks.
Yeah, swinging.
I didn't realize that my
swinging
secret
dicks.
was like. I didn't realize the subtext was there so strong.
wait until you read your fan fiction.
You know what?
good.
I actually miss like Blogspot.
Yeah, weren't those fun?
Like you could just create like a really shitty, ugly website, and it would just stay up there.
I used to have a book review website, and it has the most god-awful backgrounds and fonts you've ever seen in your life.
I had an Angel Fire website where I just made pages about my friends.
They all looked like old school MySpace pages.
Well, we've talked about this on our podcast, but Steph's page wallpapered it in tile of a picture of her leaning against a door in a bikini top and shorts, and her mom was like, "Take that down immediately. That cannot be on the internet."
That's
Shout out
awesome.
to my mom. Thanks.
So it's still
Oh.
up, right? You just move the URL.
Well, I mean, the page probably still exists, but that wallpaper was taken down.
Oh. We had all these listeners that were ready to go there. All
how many
right.
times do you
Yep. I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, Vikki, Steph, Plotless. Check them out on all streaming platforms. You're on everything?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
I think
Yeah.
they're on everything we are. Except for maybe, are you guys on YouTube?
No, we do not do video. You guys this is our first foray into video, and it's going amazing.
We love it. We love
We
it.
do have an Instagram that I update sometimes, and then we have
Plug
a
that.
Bluesky, and I'm going to take a picture for our Instagram, and then we have an email address that I don't check.
Awesome. I'm going to send so much shit there. So I think this should be a regular thing. If you're all down, I think we should get together more often and have some more crossover episodes because I have enjoyed the hell out of this. Mainly because I'm very lazy and don't like to write treatments, and this has been easy, to be honest, and fun. So, well, thank you both for coming out,
Yes,
jumping
and also
on.
thank you. We should thank you for letting us be on your podcast.
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Right? And thank us for being on. Wait.
Yes, thank you for
Now you thank us.
agreeing
No, I'm
to
just
do
kidding.
this.
It's the never-ending, like, mouse thing,
Just
right? Like, we're all just thanking each other.
The
over and
circle
over.
jerk of thanks.
Right? And so, and we're going to read the fan fiction in focus, and we'll have to feature that on an upcoming episode. Wesley, Me and the Machine, Amazon.
Nah, if you want.
Yeah, pick it up. It's a good book. harmspublications.com to get all my stuff. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate it. And ciao.
Oh, wait. See you
Oh, we'll
See
see
you
next
next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I didn't do
So
the
we
hands
end our
thing.
podcast.
I didn't know
Oh,
you do the
okay.
hands things.
We'll see you next Tuesday. Ciao. All right. Bye, everybody.